Hello, it's me again. It's April 14th, 2024. Again, April 14th, 2024. And it's Sunday night, and a lot has been going on. The abuse by proxy, a lot of abuse by proxy, a lot of stalking, a lot of stalking by proxy is going on. And it keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and it's gonna get a whole lot worse than this. And the reason I am gonna try to make this video is what I'm doing right now and try to get it posted is because I think I just figured out one of my ex's lies. I literally think I just figured out one of his lies, because I have been getting mega slammed with a lot of letters from the state to an incorrect postal mailing box, to a postal mailing box that's not mine. It's not my box, and that's where the mail is going. Having said that, there was, permission for certain things, but not for this, not for the drama, not for the stalking by proxy, abuse by proxy, and again, not for the drama. That's not acceptable. And that box, it belongs to basically a neighbor. Won't be a neighbor for long because I gotta go, but because of the stalking and the abuse by proxy and stalking by proxy and more stalking. But anyway, the box is about 30 plus miles away from where I lay my head down at night. With the severe auto problems and working, and the fact that the store where the box is closes typically before I could even get to it, unless it's weekends, and then after I pay my bills and pay for the ongoing abuse, in essence, the abuse support payments, I don't have any gas in the vehicle to go anywhere. I can't go there and retrieve mail at this box that's not really my box. There was no way, there's just no way that the person who owns the box had this insanity in mind at all. But anyway, so I figured out what's going on, because all this mega abuse by proxy, this nightmare that's going on, letters from the state are saying that I owe over $15,000 for quote-unquote child abuse, and it's really quote-unquote paying for continued abuse on all levels, at all fronts. But anyway, all these letters say that I owe more than $15,000. $15,000. Again, $15,000, more than that actually, and that I am to pay that in the next 30 days or all of these horrible things will happen. They're going to turn it over to the IRS. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to take away my passport or prevent me from getting a passport. And I just looking at that, I have severe arthritis, autoimmune disorder, and 3 heart issues. Really I wasn't thinking about absconding like that. Yes, I need to go away, the stalking, because of the stalking, but that's just because of the stalking. That's not scouting overseas. This just doesn't even make any sense. But anyway, to get to the point, I think I've finally figured out what happened. Oh, and before I say what happened, I was going to say that I can't just get to the mailbox that isn't even mine. And therefore, I don't even get these letters until sometime after they've been sent. So I was going to say that. But I finally figured out what happened. So he lied. He lied. And as he always lies, every word that comes out of his mouth is a lie. That's why I'm in this situation, because of his lying and his abuse by proxy and the impact of his abuse by proxy. All the lying he does. That's why the whole situation is like this. That's why he has my children. But he lied. And he must have said that I was supposed to start paying him starting in 2022. Starting in 2022. And that is completely a lie, like everything that comes out of his mouth, because the date that I was supposed to start paying him is March 22, 2023. March 22, 2023. I was not supposed to start paying him. There was no order to start paying him in 2022. But he must have lied and said that I was supposed to start paying him in 2022. In addition, starting March 22nd, 2023, 2023, I was already ordered to pay basically $100 extra each month for the ongoing abuse. And I have been doing that religiously, with the only payments missed were like 2 or 3, because I needed to get the transmission replaced on the vehicle that during the hybrid shift at work, I have to live in the vehicle in the work parking lot in order to keep my job. I was going to lose my job post-haste if I could not participate in the hybrid work schedule, which is over 200 miles away, one way, and I can't afford hotel rooms or motel rooms. There's no family or friends to stay with there, and I have to live in the vehicle in the workplace parking lot after driving over 200 miles one way. And so my vehicle needed the transmission. It wasn't going to drive it without a transmission. I was going to lose my job post-haste. I was going to lose my job immediately. And that's the only reason that I didn't do like 2 or 3 payments. But then at the end of last month, March 2024, I sure did send a full payment again. And I was planning on doing the payment every month for the continued abuse. I was planning on just doing the payment every month moving forward. That was, it never crossed my mind not to. It really never crossed my mind. And historically, I will basically do just about anything to keep a job. And I have the 3 heart conditions, the severe arthritis, autoimmune. I can't just lose a job and just get another job. I can't do that. Medically, I can't do it. So in order to keep earning any money at all, I had to save my job. But anyway, so the abuser lied to the state, I believe, and he lied and said that I was supposed to start paying March 2022. That's a lie. I was supposed to start paying March 2023, and I did. And I did get the proof of all the payments I've made. So that's all ready to go in a suitcase. I got all the proof. And in addition to this, he ran and filed a motion through family court as well. And I'm supposed to show up in family court on the 18th of this month, April 18, 2024, with all this documentation, my bank statements, I think medical records, pay stubs, proof of payments I've made, and a bunch of other things. The paperwork is in my Go suitcase already. And it's not even here because I don't know what's going to happen with all the stalking going on. I mean, yeah, my dog ate my homework is like the joke when you're a kid and you didn't do your homework, which I never used that excuse, but you know, the joke. If something goes wrong, things here are not safe. All that proof could just disappear. And anyway, so that proof is somewhere else in my Go suitcase, ready for court, family court, on the 18th of this month. And anyway, and of course, I get an ADA accommodation as well for work every summer because I heat stroke if it's 80 degrees or hotter, and it's already 95 degrees where I'm going to need to go for court on the 18th. So I'm going to heat stroke, and that's going to cause a lot of problems. And then I can't pay bills with my debit card with my checking account anymore. I can't pay any of my bills anymore. I basically have to be able to go to the ATMs now, which costs extra, get cash and do money orders for literally all of my bills. Because he's not going to stop. I mean, maybe he's even, rigged this so I'm just going to get arrested and thrown in prison for quote unquote not paying and blah, blah, blah. And even though I have proof I paid, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the truth is. Maybe I'm just going to get thrown in prison on the 18th. Then I'll lose my job. My medical issues will get worse. And, I'll lose my income. I can't just run out and get another job because of my my physical issues with my body. So I don't know what's going to happen on the 18th. But the mere fact that he's doing all this stalking by proxy, plus in-person stalking in various areas, I can't get into the details right now. I can't turn over my medical bills for my physical body, anything like that should be HIPAA protected, but HIPAA's BS. It doesn't even exist in a situation like this. I can't turn over all of my service providers and everything to him. I can't turn over, where every penny of my money goes paying my bills. And I'm not doing any wild, shopping. I don't go anywhere. I don't buy clothes and shoes, bags, whatever, makeup. I don't buy any of that. There's no wild, happy shopping going on. But just my bills, I can't use my debit card anymore to pay my bills. I can't use my checking account or my savings account, anything like that. I can't get a different checking account and put money in there to pay my bills because, they demand you turn over all of this stuff and then they just give it to the abuser. So now I have to pay all my bills with money orders. And I'm thinking about this right now. If I can't pay my internet bill, then the internet doesn't work. And my job, I mean, I have to have internet for my job. It's not, it's not optional, it's mandatory. This is just a train wreck. So, and plus, just to let everyone know, this latest letter that went to the mailbox, it's not even mine. Just like, let's just notify everyone in the neighborhood that I'm a pariah, even though I'm not, right? But anyway, it gave a phone number to call if I want to dispute this, which I can call tomorrow, Monday. But I already called. The week before last. I already spoke to a representative at the phone number for the support, i.e. continued abuse payments. I already spoke to a lady. I explained everything to her. I didn't have any money for fuel also to get to town until this last weekend. And so just yesterday, of course, I sent proof of all the payments I've made, explanation letter, copies of the document, so they, one of the letters, the first page of one of the letters, so that they can make sure to connect me with this case. I sent 3 copies of that yesterday. And yes, I'll call the number on the most recent letter that I just got today. I just got the letter today from the person who owns the mailbox. So yeah, I'm going to call the number, but I already called the number 2 weeks ago. So I have to, contest this within the next quote unquote 30 days, which is probably halfway over because, again, it's not my mailbox. I can't afford a mailbox. I can't afford it. And then I'm supposed to go to court and have heat stroke, but be in court on the 18th of this month, April 18, 2024, where it's being demanded that I give all my documents that just go then to the abuser who's now, stalking different ways. And yes, I did photocopy as much of the documentation as I could from the library some weekends prior, and I have that in my Go suitcase. The copies from the library, they're not good. They're real gray. They're not super clear at all. But I mean, that's the only place where you can get photocopies here. I would have to drive hours, perhaps 4 hours to get to a location to get clearer, hopefully, copies of pay stubs and all of this stuff. And well, that's kind of why the vehicle needed a transmission replacement, because it could not do that. It couldn't do it. And then regarding the transmission replacement, well, there was a part on back order. And so allegedly, reportedly, I was told by the mechanic that that back-ordered part came in this last Friday. So now it's Sunday, so just last Friday. And that he's going to pick it up on Monday and put the new transmission in, test drive the vehicle, yada, yada. So then, my neighbor is going to drive me, so kind of them to offer this, drive me the 200 plus miles there for the vehicle, to pick up the vehicle. I'm going to have to stay there, even though it's heat stroke weather for me, because there's no way I can afford to just be driving back and forth. I mean, normally when I get paid the first paycheck of the month, I pay all of my bills basically, except for maybe like my monthly medical bill, which is like $250, which I just, it's a train wreck right now, but I sometimes pay that on the second paycheck of the month. I only get 2 paychecks a month, and then I pay the ongoing abuse payment the second paycheck of the month. And I've always paid it the second paycheck of the month, because things like internet, if I don't pay that and I don't have internet, I'm just going to lose my job. So I can't pay certain things on the second paycheck of the month. So I always pay the abuse payments on the second paycheck of the month. This is just a cluster F. It's just a disaster. But yeah, I just figured it out just tonight. I think he lied, and he claimed I was supposed to start paying March 2022. March 2022. And that's a lie. Of course, everything he says is a lie. Because I wasn't supposed to start paying. I wasn't ordered to start paying March 2023, March 2023, and March 22nd, 2023. And as soon as I got the notice of that from Take the Money and Run vacation girl lying attorney that lost on purpose, I started paying. And I paid every month until this problem with this transmission, because if I couldn't do the hybrid schedule, I was going to lose this job. Period. And so I was just thinking, I don't have a choice. No transmission, no hybrid schedule, no job. I have to do this. And I kept trying to somehow slowly put the money together, but I was calling in sick from work. It just, because I couldn't do the hybrid. It was a nightmare. It was going to a bad place fast. But anyway, yeah. So he lied to the state, to basically CPS, state, DCSF, whatever, to get them going after me. He lied to them, and then he filed in family court at the same simultaneously. So he's got both these things going against me. Massive abuse by proxy. Massive. And he's ramping up. It's escalating. There's been a lot going on as well that I can't even talk about right now because I'm in no safe situation whatsoever. So everybody, I don't know what's going to happen. April 18th. Just this coming Thursday, right? I don't know what's going to happen. What else has he got going? Is he just going to have me arrested and thrown in prison on the 18th? And it's just a lure to get me in the valley? Has he already lied to all kinds of mental health services and they're just going to lock me in the cuckoo bin for stuff I never said and never did? That's how he does it. I don't know. I mean, my internal alarm bells are screaming because so much is going on. And I don't know what else to do. I tried to contact the family court, to see about a continuance, and I have to write a motion for it. I have to file the motion. And this was previous, quite some time ago, last week, whatever, when this transmission still wasn't done, and I figured there's not going to be any transportation. I'm not going to be able to get to court anyway on the 18th because it's 200 plus miles away, one way. So, and plus the heat stroking, everything. So I called the family court, and this stupid woman said that it was too late to file a motion. I had to file a motion, pay the price for it, $200 something, whatever. And then I would have to also in person deliver the motion to the court. That's 200 miles away. I don't have the transportation to do that. And she said, well, you can take public transportation. There's no public transportation here. There's no public transportation here. It's super rural. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's off grid. There's no public transportation here. An Uber or Lyft would cost like $800 minimum one way. I don't have that. I can't afford that. A bus I looked up bus. It's basically $100 one way, so 98 whatever dollars one way, and it's 13 point something hours one way. Well, if I pay the $200 for the bus, the Greyhound, whatever, and I'm stuck on it for 13 something hours with all my medical issues, and then I get there and have to just basically live in the bushes waiting for court, how, like, I don't even think I have any sick days from work left. I did try to ask for vacation days, but as of this last Friday, I didn't. There was no updates. I looked, there was no updates. So I may or may not get the vacation days. Of course, I put in the formal request for vacation days to cover, the court mess around the 18th, but it may not be approved. Well, 13 plus hours on a bus one way, and then, yeah, to sit in the bushes. I can't take my work computer that belongs to my job and sit in the bushes with it. What if it gets damaged, stolen, whatever, plus how am I supposed to work in the bushes? I don't have the time off, the capacity for the time off. It's not there. But yeah, I would have to live like a homeless person in the bushes after spending up basically $100 and sitting on a bus for 13 plus hours because I can't afford a hotel room. Normally, I just pay my bills and then I just stay put. That's what I do. I pay my bills and I stay put. Period. Period. I go to the store shortly after payday on the weekend, just one day, the groceries, dog food. I pay the bills online except for the continued abuse payments. I send those with money orders. And then I get home and I don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere because I don't have money to go anywhere. But now I'm going to have to go 200 miles one way, hopefully be able to live in my vehicle while I'm there so that I can show up in court on the 18th. So, and who knows what he's got brewing. I really feel it in every inch of my being. He's got something brewing. But anyway, so he lied to the state and said, he must have said that I was supposed to start making payments March 2022. That's not true. And that's where they came up with the figure over $15,000 that they are demanding I pay within 30 days. And he also filed in family court demanding I show up on the 18th and turn over everything. Which I can't turn over everything. And I'm basically going to have to go homeless because I'm being stalked. And of course, I'll try to keep my job as long as I can, homeless. But I don't think I'm going to be keeping the job very long. I work for a bank on a computer with the internet, talking to the customers all day, running payments, saying out loud, checking account numbers and routing numbers and things like that. You can't do that in the bushes. In a vehicle, living in a vehicle, it costs money to set it up with solar and quote unquote solar generators and stuff. I don't have the money to do that. I don't have the money to do that. And certainly not quickly. And then, of course, the second paycheck of this month, that's where the continuation of abuse money gets taken out of. And after I pay for the continued abuse on the second paycheck of this month, there really isn't going to be anything left over to set up a vehicle, to live in a vehicle so I can keep my job. Things are looking bad. But anyway, that's the update for now. Thanks.